Myself still feeling the waters out this morning, and
Bless you, man. Lord, help.
just love to use one of these other men. But just want to follow the Lord this morning. Seemed like the little thing last night, just the smallest thing, led to a great blessing, certainly for me last night. I enjoyed the service last night, a really good service. And I'm glad the Lord sent it to us. And, like I say, I'm just sort of still feeling the waters out this morning. And got some scripture that if I had to stand last night, it was all the scripture that I had. Probably used it last night, but it didn't work that way. And I'm glad that God knows much more than I know. And just a great blessing we received in the service last night. And I left, Nick, I left hungry last night for more of it this morning. And I want the Spirit, it's here, it's a sweet Spirit, and I want more of it this morning. When it comes to the Spirit, I believe it's all right for us to be greedy and want more of it, to live in it. And I'm going to read some scripture to you here in a minute, but I won't say this. This will bless a lot of hearts in this place this morning that knows this young lady. We got home last night, and we called Lisa on the way in, and we told her we'd call her when we got home. And then when we got home, we tried to call her, and we couldn't get her for a little while. And I fell asleep at some point in time, and the dog woke me up barking, and I looked over at the phone. There's a message that they did call Lisa. She needed to talk to me, and so I called her, and
Bless you, man.
I got some good news, and I don't reckon the kids know this yet. Greg and Ann know this young lady will be a very great blessing, but Lisa said that Megan wanted to tell me something, and she's my niece, and I'm worried about her for a lot of years. She said last year during Arbor Hills Revival, Jacob got up and testified about being saved. She said that moment she just asked the Lord to save her. She said it happened for her right there. And it's a great blessing unto my soul to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm worried about her now. Megan, Mom, I've never heard her testimony. And they don't take her to church, certainly, like she needs to go. She don't know a lot of things. She talked to me for a while last night, said she wants to be baptized, and I tried to talk to her about that. But this scripture began to make a lot more sense after I began to study about the whole situation, and we've got a great responsibility in what we do, and those of us that are saved. I'm going to read this, and then I may just sit down and get out of the way. It might make sense to you, it may not, but Nick, y'all telling about getting to see one saved last week, and I got to hear about that, and it was a great blessing just to hear it even over the phone. Amen. It was a great blessing, and I can't wait to see her and hear a little more about it, in person, but church is coming. I'm telling you, it's on the way. Just hold on. But Bible says here, and thou, Solomon, my son, know thou the God of thy father, and serve him with a perfect heart and a willing mind. For the Lord searcheth all hearts, and understandeth all the imaginations of the thoughts. If thou seek him, he will be found of thee. I'll read that again. If thou seek him, he will be found of thee. But if thou forsake him, he will cast thee off forever.
Yeah.
Goes on to say, take heed now, for the Lord hath chosen thee to build an house for the sanctuary. Goes on, this is the scripture that came to me when I looked this up, said, be strong and do it. Said, just be strong and do it. But then I didn't think much about this, but the Lord kept having me to read it when I would read this scripture, and I certainly didn't understand how that it would tie in, but now I understand a little more about, maybe this is the most important part of the scripture right here, and I couldn't just see what the Lord was trying to show me, but it said, Then David gave to Solomon his son the pattern of the porch, and of the houses thereof, and of the treasures thereof, and of the upper chambers thereof, and of the inner parlors thereof, and of the place of the mercy seat. And don't read just the first part of that again. It said, then David gave to Solomon his son the pattern of the porch. And that's all we're going to read this morning. That's all we feel like now. Thinking back about Megan, she certainly, like myself, she don't live a perfect life. She's living with Sarah down there in the apartments, and I've known her, and I know some of her ways and all like that. You know, and even after the Lord blessed me last night, I began to think about her life and how she's living and all like that. Some of the things, you know, and I tell you, you begin to examine my life, you can certainly find stuff imperfect in it in a whole, in a big hurry. But you know, it said there that it was Solomon's there to build that house. It wasn't David's. He was a man of blood, a man of war. He couldn't build the house. You know, each one of us has a house we have to build down here. And I'll tell you, I thought about Megan and them to tell you, Brother Nick, the Lord blessed me there in the bed last night. And I began to think there. I began to think about the life she is living. And Satan come on the scene and said, why, certainly she can't be saved. She's out doing this and that. And I'm going to tell you, buddy, as the world sees it, what she's doing no different than anybody else is doing. But then the Lord come by and said, this is what I've been showing you. You got to live a pattern of life in front of her that she knows the way to do, to be constant. And I'll tell you today, church, we need to live our lives in front of these people that they don't know which way to go. She talked to me last night, hadn't never been in church a whole lot of times. I certainly know this. Where Daddy goes over there, and I'm not going to knock anywhere. Where Daddy goes over there, there's no spirit. I've been around there in years. And I'll tell you, when she'd come around us, Brother Alfred, at the churches we go to, she looks awful. But I'm glad that she's got something down on the inside. I'm glad there was a witness to it last night. Not just words, but I'm going to tell you, I even charge that of my children this morning. Now it's time to hand off to her the pattern that the Lord, you can't build her house. She's going to build her own life. She's going to live her own life. But I'll tell you this, David couldn't build it. Buddy, you can't build mine for me. And I can't build yours for you. But you talked about it last night. Some of these old ones out here, left you a pattern to go by, didn't they? And it was a sure and steadfast pattern. And it told you how to live. It told you how you ought to do. It let you know the right way to go. Let me tell you something. Buddy talked about it, even mentioned it was hard for him to deal. Think about these children that'll come in and get saved and never darken the doors of the church again. Maybe we need to visit them again. Maybe we need to give them the pattern one more time. I'm not talking about being resaved. You can't be resaved. You can only be saved. And once you get it, then it's your duty to live it. Let me tell you something. We can give every excuse in the book, but I don't care if you don't have a soul living around you who's patterning their life after that of the Lord. The Lord will give you a pattern to live your life after. Solomon had one in his life, his father, who was able, Brother Joey, to give him a pattern that he might use to build his house. Let me tell you something. It's good These that are on you so hard, that are not doing right, not living right. Do like David did. Just simply offer them the pattern. Let's give them that they stand in need of. If you think it ain't working, ask God. If you need to do something else, but I can assure you one thing. The same gospel that got my grandpa, the same gospel that got my daddy, that gospel got me. And Joey, it was preached out of the same Bible. You realize there's churches splitting over the version of the Bible. It's too late to change, buddy. We don't need to change. But you know the world wants to change. We'll just follow the pattern that David laid out for us as well. You can go past these forefathers out here. We've got some forefathers that laid us a firm foundation. And let me tell you, today that foundation will lead us right into the mercy seat.
Amen.
David gave Solomon the pattern for it all. Every bit of it. Right down to the mercy seat. I want to tell you, I can't tell you a whole lot about my salvation, but I found the Lord at the mercy seat.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I found him, man. I found him to be a man that dwells at the mercy seat. You know, you can stand up, and we can certainly preach it today, and I'm coming to a close in a hurry. That's all I've got. My heart's so full this morning, but you know what? I can stand up and preach, and any of these preachers can, about repentance after you're saved, and I'm going to tell you this is a way of repentance, and you ought to repent of the things you do wrong, but I'm going to tell you what? We preached it so long and so much. People live their life. They fashion and form their very life. I'll go ahead and do it because I can repent of it. I'm going to tell you, God's not pleased with that today. The pattern God gave us, it won't back that up. The Bible says we ought to strive to be perfect. I'm going to tell you, I know there's no one perfect but God. But it teaches us to strive to be perfect.
Amen.
And I'm going to tell you, it's my duty.
That's true.
It's your duty.
It is.
And it's your duty. Sarah and Ashley, Elizabeth, it's our duty. She's young in the way, and I'm going to tell you, it's our duty to give her the pattern of the way she ought to live her life. I'm not joining into the things she's doing this time because her mama, I've never heard her testimony. Her mama might be in need of the mercy seat and the pattern. Some of those other sisters Lisa had, they're in need of the pattern. They're in need of salvation. Let me tell you, Betty and Warren will work in y'all's life with y'all's children and grandchildren. And I'm going to tell you, Betty and Jeanette will work with y'all's children and grandchildren. Tony will work with yours. If you ever blessed with grandchildren, it'll work with them too. I'm going to tell you, hold on to this pattern.
Amen.
Hold on to it. Hold on to the pattern. You know, David couldn't build it. You know, Brother Alfred, I couldn't save any one of my children. I'd have done anything I could in the world for them. But I couldn't do it. But you know, after they got saved, it was my duty to show them the way they ought to do. But you know what? It's not only my duty, Ricky. You live around them, it's your duty too. Warren, you live around them, it's your duty too. They can't none of us fall out on this thing. It'd be real easy to say, we'll just take Buddy. We'll let him do his own leading. But I'm going to tell you, if I live around his children, and I live around his grandchildren, I've got a duty to live the pattern God's given me to live. That they might want what I've got in my heart. That they might desire the better things that I have. Joey preached last night about trouble, but joy cometh in the morning. I'm going to tell you what, in my heart there's great joy.
Amen.
Not because it's this morning, but because it don't matter the trials that I go through down here. But one day after a while, they sing that song, let's meet by the river. One day after a while, I'm going to cross that river. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to meet me over there, and I hope I'm not the reason you're going over there, but if you want to meet me, you're going to have to get something in your heart where there'll be great joy coming in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going because Jesus is there.
Yeah.
You know, added bonus to it, my family's going with me now.
Amen.
All my children, my wife are saved. I'm going to tell you, there's great peace. Laying down at night knowing that your spouse is saved, knowing that your children are saved, that everybody's saved, told me that. Even as the man preached a few Sundays ago, second Sunday night, the circle won't be unbroken. You know what's a good thing? Nick, I'm going to tell you what, I don't know how you feel about where you're at with the Lord, but I'm going to tell you what, you don't even realize how the Lord's got you right. I thought about it last night when Joey had Buddy in the corner and he couldn't get out of it. There wasn't no harm coming to either one of them. The Spirit was over there, but I'm going to tell you, the Lord's got me in a corner a few times where there wasn't no way out of it. You couldn't go up, you couldn't go down, you couldn't get around it. I'm going to tell you what, He got you right where He wants you, and there, and that baby on the way. I'm going to tell you, when that responsibility comes right there, I'm going to tell you, it feels like the weight of the world falls on you, but I'm going to tell you what, all you do just get up, dust yourself off, and say, Lord, they're yours. You're going to have to show me how you want me to raise them.
Amen.
But I'm going to tell you what, it's a great responsibility. And in this day and time, you've got a multitude of people in the world today. The church and God is the last thing on their list of important things they need to do in their life. I love Elizabeth likes to play basketball. I love to go watch her anything, but I'm going to tell you what, I go, and I'm going to tell you, it's not just the ball games. This isn't anything you do that puts before the Lord, but I'm going to tell you, there's a multitude of people in the world that they take whatever it is they're doing, and they let it consume their life to whereas they have no other life except working and going and doing whatever worldly pleasure that is. I'm going to tell you, that's putting something before God. And I'm going to tell you, the Bible hadn't changed since it was written, saying put Him first and foremost in your life. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these other things will be added unto you.
Amen.
All the other things will be added unto you. We got a great duty. You know, Nick, I thought about it sometime in the morning hours. I know what my responsibility is to my niece, that I ought to live right when she comes to me, asking me questions. I ought to be close enough. You know, I requested prayer for yourself about words to say when you talk to people about things, and that's a good thing to do. And I thought about the responsibility I have there and that, and we've all got a responsibility in things. And you're talking about, I don't know if there's even a little girl or boy that got saved up there, but you know, somewhere in that you've got a responsibility in that you say, well, I don't know if my pathways will ever cross again. They may or may not, but somewhere in it you're just blessed to see it, blessed to be there, and in some way we've got a responsibility for it. I'm going to tell you, it's not by luck or chance that you're at Etowah Valley Baptist Church this morning. Not by luck or chance, but it's by the Spirit of God watching over you, allowed you to get here this morning. I know that's been a very strange message. And I'll be honest with you, it's probably all to me this morning. It's amazing to me how God works. Glad to hear my little niece working it out, even if it's almost a year later. You know, I asked her some questions and stuff because the carnal mind, first thing I wanted to do when I got saved to begin to tell everybody, and I believe you're going to want to tell people. And she said, I've been wanting to tell people, I just didn't know how to go about doing it the right way. I said, there ain't no right way. Just let open your mouth and let the stuff come out of your heart.
That's right.
That's what you got to do. And I'm going to tell you, you know, for those of us, you know, I don't know why my children, some of them had to struggle so hard to be saved. They'd been in church all their life. From day one, Nick, they'd been in, but they struggled. But you know what? When it come time to telling it, they knew what to do. They knew what to do when it come time to tell it. You know, that's the best thing. I don't know. I'm glad to be here today. Buddy, you sure you don't have anything?
No.